One man, one vision, an inspiration. David Perdue.
Hi, David. We all know that you don't like talking about yourself. So, some of the aides and the instructors decided maybe we're going to do that for you. You're a very inspirational man. You've made many friends here. We love you very much. You know you can count on each and every one of us. And the family is growing by all of the first-time NAMS attendees that we have at this NAMS. Thank you so very much for being an inspiration in my life and for the lives of the others. I have learned so much from you directly, and I've learned so much about myself being a part of this great community. Thank you for welcoming me into the fold and treating me like family. This video is for you, my friend. Thank you.
Hi, this is Jeff Herring, and I want to tell you about David Perdue, the creator of NAMS. David reached out to me when he created the first NAMS conference, not because he knew me through the internet marketing world. He knew me through a previous world when I was a family therapist. He had purchased a book about parenting teenagers from me ages ago, and that way he had my contact information. That's one thing about David. He's a learner. When he needs to know something, he takes action and goes and gets it. And then he invited me to speak at the first NAMS, and I was very, very honored to do so. And he really didn't know what he had when he first started out. And in that first workshop, the first day, about halfway through, I walked up to him and I said, David, you're going to need a bigger boat. And that was very, very true, because it's grown and grown and grown. And so that's another thing about David, is he sees how to scale things up from where he starts and how to make them not only bigger, anybody can make something bigger, but he's made them better every time. He listens to feedback and he grows from that. And NAMS is the place to be because of that. We meet here twice a year, every February, every August in Atlanta. You can go to namsnow.com to find out more. And this is Jeff Herring at jeffherring.com, and we invite you to see us here at NAMS and go use this stuff.
Hi, my name is Felicia Slattery at signaturespeechsecrets.com, and I just wanted to share briefly my thoughts about our fabulous leader here, the creator of NAMS, David Perdue. As a professional communicator myself, I spent my entire career teaching people speaking and communication skills. It's something that's near and dear to my heart. And when I find someone who knows how to communicate with people and touch them on a level that is unlike any other professional business marketer that I've really ever seen, it's something that needs to be commended. David is just a man with a huge heart and a huge brain, and has this amazing way of bringing together a community of people that care about each other and that want to help each other succeed. That's David Perdue, and I'm honored to be part of this amazing organization, this family of NAMS. And David, I want to say thank you so very much for giving me the chance to be on your stage, to be part of your family. I'm touched to be that, and I love being here and will never miss another NAMS ever, because you rock. This is Felicia Slattery. Mwah.
I hope you've had an amazing weekend at NAMS 11. I certainly have, and it's been great to meet some of you. If I haven't gotten to know you yet, I hope we do so before the end. But for those of you that this is your first NAMS event, if you have not had a chance to connect with David in person, I hope you do so in the remaining minutes. David has put together, as you can see, an amazing group of people, an elegant system of training, and has brought together you and the colleagues you've met this weekend, and it's not by accident, it's by design. David is a genius designer of things that make really beautiful results, and you're part of that now. So I want you to say hello to David, get to know him better over the next couple months through the webinar trainings, through the NAMS community, and even send him an email about what you're taking action on as you go forward, putting into place and implementing what you learned here this weekend. My name is Bob the Teacher, and I can't wait to see you take action and revise later.
Hey David, you know I love you so much. I appreciate everything that you've done for me over the years. You were one of the first people to believe in me and to validate, oh I'm gonna cry, to validate everything that I worked so hard for, and I'm just so thankful that you did. And over the years, you're a true blessing to me, one of my dearest friends, and I just thank God for you every day. You're amazing, and the way you lead this community, it's something I'm just so thankful for. Thanks for creating this family that I get to come and visit twice a year. It's life-changing to so many of us. Appreciate you, love you.
But this pond was built in the 1930s with wagons and mules. And the story, why it's called Dead Pond, is because there were 2 young sisters who drowned in this lake. And so ever since, they called it Dead Pond. That's what all the people in the local area know this as. That is the story of Dead Pond. We don't call it Dead Pond at our house. We like to call it the lake because it seems to be a little bit more positive to us to call it the lake.
Hi David. So as you know, you've seen me grow from like toddler online from NAMS 4 all the way up to instructor, and I just want to tell you that this NAMS event, I mean, you've heard me tell other people this, but you have no idea really how much it's impacted me and how many, well, you've seen how many friends I've made here, but this is my family. When I lost my family, this was the family I turned to, and if I didn't have you and this event, I would not have had a family to turn to. I would not have met Bob. I would not have had Therese to pull me off the cliff. I wouldn't have met my coaches and all of these fantastic, amazing people. And you are the catalyst, you're the one that brings them all together, and you keep bringing new people into our family, and it's so exciting. So I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you have done for me, for inviting me into your inner circle of friends where we get to meet every couple weeks and just support each other and encourage each other. And even if it sounds like I got everything together on those calls, you have no idea how many nuggets I've been able to glean from you and from the others there. And I just want to, great, now I'm going to cry. Thanks for following Nicole. But you're just like this big fatherly teddy bear person that I don't have a figure like that in my life anymore. And so you're it. So thank you so much. Love you bunches.
I want to tell you about David. I met David really through a friend, a guy named Patrick, and he said, hey, I really want to introduce you to this guy, David Perdue. And I really didn't know what to expect, but the introduction was made, and all of a sudden I'm talking to David Perdue, and just out of the blue, he invites me to come and present at his event. I had no idea what to expect. And I came here and realized very quickly that this was an event unlike anything that I'd ever seen. And I've met people who have now become friends that I see twice a year, sometimes more. And I just really want to thank you, David, for all of the support that you've given me. And you're so generous with your time, and you generously and actively support almost every project that I've got going on. And I always look forward to coming back and meeting the people that or seeing again the people that I've gotten to know over and over again. So I just wanted to say thank you humbly from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for bringing me into this world because it has just become just a part of my life. And I really thank you for this opportunity to work with you and all the wonderful people that surround me. So thank you very much.
Hey there, David. This is Angie. I just wanted to let you know that I'm so thankful for the opportunity you have given me. And NAMS is amazing, and it wouldn't be anything without you.
Hi, David. I love you, and I want to say that whenever there's a good day, it's a happy day, it's a sad day, you always inspire me. You always put a smile on my face. You're always just so genuine to just relax, or everything's going to be okay. And you have to be going through so much, I imagine, especially at an event like this. And you just always have your stuff together, and it's really inspirational. And I can't thank you enough, and I adore you and appreciate you. And NAMS, like she said, would not be anything without you. And I love you, and I hope you keep doing what you're doing. And you're a superstar, and we love you.
Rock on.
Hi, my name is Daniel Hall, and I want to make sure that I properly thank my good friend, David Perdue. When I think about David, I think about two words. Number one, integrity. This business is full of people that you may not want to do business with. David is absolutely at the top of the heap. He's one of the good guys. And that brings to mind the second word for David, and that is care. I have never really met somebody that cares deeply about the success of the people in his life. And if you're an attendee at NAMS, that would be you. So it is with great honor and pleasure that I get to work with David, and I do not take it for granted. And you shouldn't take the opportunity to be at a NAMS event and get to know David if you can as well. Thanks.
David, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. You've changed my life in so many ways. I could go on forever, which you know. I wrote a little something for you so that I wouldn't start bawling, and I'm trying to keep my composure. I met you at NAMS 4, and just 10 minutes into my very first session, you put me to work fixing a hacked website. And I could see back then that NAMS was going to have a huge impact on my life. But little did I know how much you personally were going to help me grow as a person and as a business owner. You've been kicking my butt lovingly for years, and I look forward to many more. And I love you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, David.
Hey guys, today I want to have the distinct pleasure of telling you about someone who I think is not only an amazing individual, but he is a super, most warm, giving person I have ever met in this industry. And let me tell you how I came to meet David Perdue. I've been told many times, you've got to come see this thing that's called NAMS. And I didn't understand what it was, but I kept hearing about it over and over. And a good friend of mine, Connie Reagan Green, said, hey, I'm going to be in town. Let's come together and have lunch. And so I came to the event, and she said, before we eat, I want to introduce you to someone. And so she introduced me to David. And we must have sat and just talked for about half an hour. I mean, people were pulling him here and there, and he just took the time and talked to me, and we just hit it off so well. And I left and said, what a great guy he was. And during that short time, he already said to me, you know, we're going to have more of these, and I would love for you to come down and speak at one of our events. I mean, this is the first meeting that we had that I was able to connect with him on a personal level that quick. There's not very many people that can happen with, but when you've got someone who's genuine and real, that's what can happen. So in between that time, going to this event and that event, I see David, and we sit and talk like we are, you know, friends from 10, 15, 20 years ago. And that's because he's got that ability to bring people to him, and you can feel the warmth when he talks to people. And he goes, hey, we're having the next event, you've got to come down and speak, and you got to make sure you're there. And I said, absolutely. I saw him on the Marketers Cruise, and we were up at Pizza and Profits. We were downstairs, and he's hanging out with me and my wife, and we have just the best conversations. He's telling me stories back when he was, you know, 20 years old, and things that happened to him, and I'm telling him my stories, and so we're having the best of time. And the thing about it in this industry is you meet a lot of people, and not that many people will invite you in that close and that quick. David is genuine. He's real. So David, I want to thank you for having me here. I want to thank you for being my friend and being that person that I can talk to any time. You know I'm right here in Atlanta, so the next time you are here, you are staying at my house. So I look forward to seeing you every time you come to Atlanta. Don't let me find out you came to Atlanta and you didn't come by and say hi. So David, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hi, my name is Anita Johnson, and my very first NAMS was in 2009. And I had no idea that 8 NAMS later, the workshops later, that I would be kind of in the center, the traffic cop, if you will. But I just wanted to say to the attendees, you have no idea that you're standing in the presence of greatness. I came across something last night I'd never seen before. I became the support for NAMS, mynams.com, in 2010. I found a video late last night while we're at the NAMS 11 event, and I couldn't believe what I was looking at. It's like, I've never seen this before. I know this man, at least I thought I did. I've heard his story, and I'm talking about David Perdue. At the bottom of every web page, it says the architect of NAMS.com. I didn't know what that meant. I now know what that means. I'm not impressed easily, but I was very impressed with what I saw, and I just want people to know you are in the presence of greatness. You're a great mind, a great visionary, and I highly encourage you. If you've never been to an event, you need to come. Some of the best people you'll ever meet are at this event, but you'll never know unless you show up. Thank you.
This is what I really would like for my office to look like here, and that's going to be soon. But anyway, it's down here in the basement, and like you can see, it's just not all that much fun, and it's probably the least fun room in the house, so I don't spend a whole lot of time here. As little as possible, to tell the truth. I probably spend more time down here in the basement. This is the easy area just to sit and relax and do some writing here, but mostly I like to go outside and do my work outside whenever I can, because we live in the woods, and you know, I love the forest and the streams and all of that. This is the deck. Downstairs we have hanging beds down here. I don't have the mattresses up on them yet because it's just now time to get them out. But the hanging beds down here, we have two, and they have they're fully equipped with mattresses and pillows and all of that, so I can take a nap anytime I want to. I love that part about working at home and being able to come out and just sit here in these Adirondack chairs and write. So it's wireless throughout the house, so everything is easy to do. It's not very stressful here. This is Luann. She is never stressed. She's our Buddha dog. She's the sweetie. She's 8 and been with us since we moved into this place, just about. Came in the year after. Somebody dropped her off and gave it to us. If the weather's not great, I like to sit up here in the living room. That's my chair for writing. So I sit there and look out the window when I get bored, and you know, just have an opportunity to be participating with my wife when she's up here working at the table. She writes on her blog and does her business from that spot. There's another place where I like to work from, and that's even in bad weather. I can work out here on the screened-in porch, where we also have our eating table. We spend a lot of time out here in the nice weather, which in Alabama is usually you know, 6, 8, 10 months a year, so it's not bad. And when I really want to get away, I just come out the back, sit on the pew out here, and just sit here and either write or relax or look over the edge at the stream. And that's my office. I mean, like I said, don't spend a whole lot of time in the office. I'd rather spend time out here listening to the birds and the frogs and writing when I can in this setting. So that's what I like to do. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen,